like I don't really like romantic comedies at all, right?
Mm.
And I think it's the best romantic comedy ever written. Because like the romantic comedies in general, right? They're like, okay, well, you've got this lady, and it's always this formula, right? You've got the lady who is a dumb turd, right? Is the biggest piece of shit on the planet. And she fucks over the guy that she's with because she's slightly unhappy with the way he looked at her last night. And then she ends up mingling with this other dude for whatever reason because it's like a thing that had to be the thing that had to happen. And um at the end of the movie she runs away with him.
Mm.
And there is never aside from that one movie, um there's never any time where the woman in the story is redeemable at all. She is a piece of shit from start to finish, and she gets rewarded for her bad behavior.
Mm. Well, you want to know the reason why Joe's Apartment was actually a decent fucking sort of rom-com kind of thing compared to all the others?
Because it was an actual story.
No, because Mike Judge wrote it.
Yeah, because it was an actual story.
Yeah, no, the dude who did Beavis and Butthead did it.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
know. And it's a shame that it's like so buried. And it's a shame that it did so horribly. What was the box office on it when it came out? I gotta look this up. Box Office Mojo. Here we come.
I could swear it was actually a bit more popular than you'd remember. It was just one of those ones that just got buried and no one fucking.
Well, no,
one
here in the States, it was like it did not do well.
Like it's kind of like Office Space, where fucking if you know, you know, and you really fucking
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. But if you've never fucking heard of it, you're like, huh?
It's
Like,
listed as a
on the radar.
sci-fi. Nah, dude, it is not a sci-fi. I'll give them fantasy. I'll give them urban modern fantasy. Yeah, its domestic opening was just shy of $2 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it did not do well.
Kind of wasn't it also like a MTV production as well?
It was, yeah.
That'd explain why it's so fucking why it wasn't so big too.
Yeah. So
Because their stuff never really was all that fucking huge.
yeah. So it grossed 4.6 million worldwide. But that's only because it only really released in the United States and there's no numbers for international, so it's really just 4.6 million domestic.
I'm betting you'll find that the only reason why it exists is because MTV needed content, and it's kind of like what YouTube Red or fucking whatever the fuck it was is now, where they're doing like the Karate Kid follow on and all that kind of shit with fucking Cobra Kai. And it's just their internal fucking shit,
well,
their own IP kind of thing, and it was only intended to be on MTV, really.
Yeah. The biggest problem the movie had was that it was a writer, director, producer, and another producer, and like that was pretty much it. You had Lily Doherty, or not Lily Doherty, you had Megan Ward playing Lily Doherty, the love interest of Jerry O'Connell's titular Joe. Megan Ward was like an MTV star, and Jerry O'Connell was like the only thing he'd ever done was like TV shows. So like he was known as a TV actor. And I can't find the budget for this movie on Box Office Mojo, because usually they tell you what the budget was. I don't I would not consider it a sci-fi. It's fantasy, yes. A comedy, definitely. Musical, yeah, there's some musical elements to it, but I would say it's more like a rom-com fantasy, like an urban fantasy. Because you can have urban fantasy, right? Like I'm not the only one who's okay.
Yeah, like I'd call Howard the Duck more an urban fantasy than it would be a sci-fi, but Yeah, like I'd suggest that the budget wasn't published because it wasn't intended to be massively. Again, like being an MTV sort of thing, it was only supposed to be on MTV just to make them money on their own fucking sort of thing. And the money that they were making was from subscription services through cable anyway. So fucking kind of didn't really matter whether it made it big or not. It was just something for fucking stoners to watch and have a giggle at.
Yeah. I think I think since it was a Mike Judge movie and Mike Judge was like he was writing bangers, right? Because this
Oh
came out
yeah.
in 96 and then what was it the year before was Idiocracy?
I'm pretty sure Idiocracy was after that. I'm sure, didn't he do Office Space as well?
He did, yeah. Office
Yeah,
Space came out a couple years before. Idiocracy was 2006, yeah.
yeah.
Um but this was like right around the time when Mike Judge just didn't want to do Beavis and Butthead anymore and they were still doing Beavis and Butthead. So he like didn't have a whole lot of time like on other projects and the contract he had with MTV wasn't quite up. So he tried to do the movie to give them something and MTV just didn't market it. Like I remember I was 13 when the movie came out. So when wait, was I? Yeah, I was 13 when the movie came out and I wanted to see it so freaking badly and like everyone I knew just like didn't go see it.
When did it come out?
96.
96.
Yeah, you would have been 17.
Oh,
18.
well,
Sorry, 18. You would have been 18.
fucking yeah, bloody
You were in the military
fuck,
by then.
yeah, yeah, so, yeah. That was the year after when society peaked. That's why it was so fucking good.
Oh man, dude.
Fucking
Yeah.
people, your mom's a whore. No, she's not. She's a slut. Whores get paid. My favorite Beavis and Butthead quote. I found a new fucking really fucking brilliant fucking quote. I saw on a Facebook post. I'm fucking using that as like to
um
buggery right now, especially with today's like fucking like attitude from supposedly sensible people and shit. This cunt that's fucking put a post up that's like, whoever thinks NASA is really flying around the moon, I have a few questions. So, rockets use gas and fire, right? Or is it rocket fuel? Whatever the hell they use, but and fire. But it doesn't fire need oxygen, and there's no oxygen in outer space. So how would they use the rocket to fly around the moon, or even in 1972 when they supposedly landed on the moon? And how did they leave the moon when there's no oxygen on the moon for the flame to work? Can someone help me make sense of this? And the reply is fucking brilliant. Everything is a conspiracy theory if you're too fucking stupid to know how anything works.
yeah. I did see a reply from like one of the science accounts that like pops up in my feed once in a while.
Mm,
And it was like, dude, it's called an oxidizer.
yeah.
It's like taking you can use iron oxide, which is a dry metallic, and you can use it to light other things on fire because it's got oxygen in that compound. It's called iron oxide, oxide being oxygen. And
Well,
it's
there's numerous fucking
right.
oxidizers
There's
that can be used.
yeah, they
But
use
then there's also hypergolic fuels, which
yep.
basically it's a chemical that reacts with oxygen, and you don't need an ignition source. Then you just mix the two of them together, and they go boom.
Yeah. And there's also stuff that don't there's also types of propulsion that doesn't require oxygen at all. So like
Oh,
for
ion
huh?
drives are actually a thing.
Yeah,
Like the working models that they got now can only put out like a fucking minuscule amount of thrust at the
yeah.
moment. But
There's
that's
ion
that's
drives, but there's also compressed gases.
mm, yeah, that's what they use for like the fucking attitude control thrusters
Yeah.
mainly. And it's usually something along the lines of carbon dioxide or something like that. Literally fucking fire. Like that's literally the scene from Wally where he's flying through space with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. If you are in outer space and you have a fire extinguisher on you, that's fully charged and you just burst it, it will propel you.
Yeah,
And
it
the
fucking
propulsion will be as equal to your mass. I forget what the exact thing is. Help me out here. It's your mass times
don't get me to
the
do math, you rotten
rate,
sod.
huh?
Don't get me to do math, you rotten sod.
No, I'm just trying to remember what the formula is, not the actual math. It's your mass, and I think it's times the rate of the thing being expelled. Um,
Well, in zero gravity, you
Mhm.
don't need very much fucking impulse at all because, like, and that's the reason why. And I've had this argument with fucking
Hmm.
moon hoax fucking dickheads
Yeah.
before. Was like, how come you don't see the jet of flame coming out of the bottom of the lander when it takes off? Because they didn't actually need that much fucking thrust. Like, it literally
Yeah.
was like them going, and then they were off. But yeah, like
And
ion drives at the moment, because they've only tested them out in atmosphere because of gravity and all that kind of shit and wind resistance. It doesn't do shit. But if you put it in zero gravity in a vacuum, it's acceleration per second per second. So eventually, it will accelerate itself pretty much as long as you're burning fuel. And the benefit of it is that you're ionizing fucking atoms
mm,
as the fuel, and because you're only doing atoms, you can make a fucking chunk of fuel last for fucking years, and a tiny little
yeah.
chunk of it like as well. So like fucking the
Um,
like Thunderfoot fucking dumb shit fucking. I wish he'd change his name
for
because
as
he's making
smart as
feels
he
look fucking
is,
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, for as smart as he is, fuck, he can be a fucking idiot sometimes. He was fucking shitting all over. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. See, it doesn't work. It's only on the tiny. Yeah, put it in the vacuum, dickhead, and see what happens then. You
Yeah.
know,
Because in
it
a
does have the
vacuum,
potential. It
wind
does have the
resistance
potential to
isn't a
eventually
thing.
get us to. It does have the potential to nearly get us to the speed of light.
It
Eventually,
does, yeah.
if you let it burn
But
long enough.
it'll only get us the speed of light for as long as we can operate it. Because the real operational, like a fuel thrusters could in theory get us the speed of light as long as we were continuously accelerating,
Mm.
because that acceleration of mass compounds when you're in a vacuum.
Yeah, the difference is that
Mm.
it takes exponentially longer for us to settle to slow down for the simple reason that there's
Exactly.
almost zero resistance against the vehicle. But say for instance you punch a vehicle up to like say I don't know 100,000 miles a second or something like that. It will
Yeah.
continue to do that for fucking years and decades and centuries before it even starts looking at fucking. And that'll only be because of gravitational fields that you might encounter, and if you go close to large bodies or something like that, which will
Yeah.
start to pull you in and sort of either decelerate you down into like atmosphere, and then you'll really start to slow fucking down then. And
Yeah.
yeah,
But even at the speed of light, it would still take I think the math works out to it would still take like 10 years to get to the Oort cloud at the speed of light. And the Oort cloud is like on the edge of our, like the very boundary of our solar system. Like once you
well,
pass through it, like you're gone. You're in intergalactic space.
okay, so
Mm.
you can do the math for this, and I got some numbers for you. So one astronomical unit is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, and it takes
Right.
8 minutes. 8 minutes for light to get from the Sun to the Earth. So work out how many AUs there are to the Oort cloud, and then do the math from 8 minutes
Yeah.
in 8 minute increments.
But it would still take a my point is that even at the speed of light, it still takes a while, but it
Mm.
takes a while from the perspective of the observer observing that thing going at the speed of light toward the Oort cloud. For you, it would be like you're it would just be like the same as if you just left.
Yeah, fucking. I love how fucking everyone touts how Einstein was so fucking intelligent. He's like, oh yeah, it's impossible to break the speed of light. But he also said that about the speed of sound too.
He did, yeah. And he also said that black holes couldn't exist, even though he proved that they could exist.
Mm. Yeah,
And when this git called Boson comes along, like he's like, nah, dude, we got this. And this other guy named Higgs comes along, and they're like, hey, why don't we put our theories together? Because both of our theories together solves a problem. What's that problem? The Higgs boson particle.
yeah. Well, they were particle physicists, and their main sort of objective was to find out like the actual building blocks of atoms.
Right.
So we like subatomic fucking
Yeah.
elements with quarks and fucking bosons and hadrons and fucking shit like that. And these are like the building blocks of atoms. And then we can't actually see smaller than that at this point in time.
Yeah.
But every time they do fire up that fucking large hadron collider, I swear to fuck, they keep changing reality.
Yeah, they've got to be, right?
Well, I remember when they first turned the bastard on, I was in Sierra Leone at the time. And fucking, I left Australia and everything was one thing. And then I come back and everything was noticeably different and everyone had changed. And it's like, what the fuck did that thing fucking do? And it seems like every time they fucking turn the cunt on, it's like, oh, now we've got fucking women in their 60s and 70s who can't figure out what the fuck a woman is. Like, huh?
Yeah. um
They weren't like that the whole fucking time. Or if they were, this is just my point proven. The reason why we didn't never used to let women have a fucking opinion.
I think a lot of it comes from because you got to think back to the Cold War. A lot of it comes from the demoralization stuff that the KGB was seeding in the US in the late 60s. And it's all but been confirmed that Hanoi Jane, we're not going to use her real name. We're going to refer to her by that.
Hanoi.
Hanoi, thank you.
She who should have fucking had an Arclight mission fucking put a warhead on her fucking forehead, but we missed the opportunity.
She should have, yeah. I'm not going to call her by her actual name. I'm going to use the pejorative. But it's all but been confirmed. I'm waiting for her to cack it so that we actually get the actual confirmation if she hasn't cacked it already. And that's not me wishing death on someone. I'm just, what I'm getting at is we find out an awful lot about people after they pass. Yeah, so my point is that we're going to find out an awful lot about her when she passes, if she hasn't already. And again, not wishing harm on her, not wishing death on her, even though I disagree with her vehemently on almost everything. But it's almost all been confirmed that she was part of a KGB sleeper cell in the United States, and her parents were tied to Russia and the Kremlin, and they were party members sent to the United States as spies, and she got into the movie industry, and then it wasn't until she broke out in movies when she started pulling out the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, fucking, it just reminds me of this song. It's an Australian song, fucking, something along the lines of even bastards are good people when they're dead. And the funny part about it is he's an old racing driver called Peter Brock.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be known as King of the Mountain because he won Bathurst a few times. And fucking, he actually got killed on a fucking, on like a fucking, like, oh fuck, like a really B grade fucking road rally kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't make a slight bend in this road out in the back of fucking Victoria somewhere.
Okay.
It was like literally like this tiny little bend. You see how fast they go around fucking Mount Panorama at Bathurst, right? And there's like a few fucking bits and bobs where you literally have to put the car in the exact right spot, or else the fucking track spits you into the wall and stuff like that. He can do that, but he couldn't take a fucking slight bend for shit. And he's even in the song, and it's like fucking even Peter Brock fucking couldn't take a turn, blah 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 blah. Even bastards can be fucking nice people when they're dead. Um, anyway, fucking yeah, because yeah, that's what I fucking say to people nowadays too. Because like I can take a
Yeah.
fucking corner because I know how to do it in a fucking 13-ton fucking fire truck. So doing it in the car is fucking easy as shit. But I'll get cunts around here, right? If there's no one in front of me, the assholes behind me, fucking, I'm going too fucking slow for them, even though I'm doing a little bit over the speed limit. Yeah, any cunts in front of you, they're doing 20 under the fucking speed limit, right?
Yeah.
And like cunts who fucking catch up to me on the straight, right? I start hitting bends and stuff like that, and they start backing right off. Like, oh, you one of those fucking Peter Brock cunts, eh? Fucking all good in a straight line, can't take a bend for shit, you fuckwit.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
I was more a Dick Johnson fan anyway, so that was the rivalry, Peter Brock and Dick Johnson.
yeah.
Fucking yeah.
But yeah, I think she was I think Hanoi Jane was Hanoi Jane, sorry. Say it the right way, Farty. Because if I don't, because if I butcher it on purpose, Farty's gonna get a bug in his bonnet. That's okay. But yeah, I think she's. I think she's. Let me look this up.
She must have been really fucking easy if she was, sucking the dick of the Vietnamese with their tiny little ding dongs.
Yeah, she's still around. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Isn't she pushing like
unfortunately.
90? Yeah, she's got to be closer to 37. Born in 37.
Yeah, 89
Yeah,
or 90.
nearly 90. Because right
Well,
now
well,
it's 26. 80, 80.
well, you know that old adage,
Yeah.
only the good die young. Well, we know what this fucking slutbag trader cunt did to fucking live this long.
Oh, Artie, I never knew this. You want to know what her last name is?
What?
Plemianikov.
Huh. Well, there you fucking go. That kind of narrows it down now, doesn't it?
Other names. Plemianikov. Education Vesser in Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie, New York. I will tell you this, Farty. There's a ton of commies that come out of Poughkeepsie, New York.
Was that like the Russian Quarter or something like that?
What's that?
Is that like the Russian Quarter or something
No,
like
no,
that?
no, no. So it's like a little backwater burg, in like in the Hudson Valley. So
Yeah.
it's like it's south of Manhattan, but like that kind of south that follows the Hudson River. So like maybe southwest a little bit.
You ever seen the movie Lord of War?
No.
Well, at the beginning, like the main character is supposed to be a Russian. It's based off an actual dude called Victor Boot.
Okay.
And the story starts off. He lives in New York, but it's like the Russian Quarter, where like pretty much like so you got the Polish Quarter, the Irish Quarter,
Okay,
the
yeah,
Russian Quarter, all that shit.
that would be on in Manhattan. That'd be in Manhattan Island. They called it Alphabet City. And the reason it was called Alphabet City, I don't know if they still refer to it as that now. Let me look it up.
Probably not with all the woke bullshit. That's racist. Fuck
Well,
off.
it's something the immigrants gave it.
Yeah, I
Alphabet City,
know.
Manhattan. Yeah, it's a neighborhood in East Village of Manhattan, named after its lettered avenues. Has a history of ethnic diversity, cultural heritage, and social change. So, like, this Alphabet City is in fact the place where like Russian agents would like land and just set up shop
Yeah,
because
that's the
huh?
thing about history that shits me about fucking cunts nowadays, right? Because like things where people who had their own colloquialism for themselves, fucking nowadays, oh that's racist. I called the War Memorial years ago to fucking ask about something from their archive section, and the conversation got on to part of World War One where there was a regiment in the British Army that was full of people of short stature.
Yeah.
And they were called the Bantam Brigades. And I referred to it, and the Sheila's like, that's inappropriate. And I'm like, that's what they called themselves, sweetheart. Fuck you, stupid bint. Like, what the fuck are you doing in a historical archive if you don't know what the fucking terminology is? You should fucking quit your job, you docile shit.
Yeah. So she's been married to, in order, Roger Vadim, who, occasional actor, author, artist, writer, producer, director, French, by the way. So there's already the commie blood like right there. Married 65, divorced in 73. Tom Hayden, you know Tom Hayden, right? American social and political activist, author, and politician.
Name if I've seen
him. Giant fucking schnoz. Influential figure in the rise of the New Left, a leader of leftist organizations, and then from 73 to 90. So like basically right after she divorces this guy, Vadim, she marries Hayden, an American politician who is like fringe left politician, even by 1970 standards. Right. So like basically like the next day, apparently, not literally, but basic, like within the same year. Yeah. And then divorced.
She's probably fucking him be on the other dude's back.
Probably. And then in 1991, she marries Ted Turner. You know Ted Turner,
yeah,
don't
I knew
you,
about that one.
Yeah,
that
Ted
stupid
Turner
fucking asshole, that insufferable prick that made us fucking have Captain fucking Planet. Fucking faggot.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. No, he's really not our hero. Captain Planet was a preachy. We'll do a show on Captain Planet. That piece of shit deserves an entire stream of its own. I hate that show. God, it was such a preachy fucking nightmare. But yeah, Ted Turner. Yeah. He made CNN, TNN, TBS, and then like a couple of other things. He was responsible for ECW, and ECW was garbage. God, I want to puke thinking about fucking Ted Turner. And then Richard Perry was an American record producer, Polyprep, Brooklyn, blah 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 blah. So yeah, so like basically one activist after another.
Yeah.
And then Henry, there's supposed ties that Henry Fonda has ties to there's allegations that he has ties or had ties to the Kremlin.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Let's see. Born and raised in Nebraska. I doubt that. Even if he was, I bet you he's part, like, because there was a lot of suspicion thrown at him, which this article doesn't go over. There was a lot of suspicion thrown at him because he was attending Communist Party rallies in the 50s and 60s. And he was taking his little girl with him. That's the allegations being made. I'm not saying there's any truth to it. I wasn't around back then. I didn't come around until another 20 years later. But
it is true to form with fucking activists and shit like that, because school teachers do it out here.
Oh yeah,
they've
been doing it.
Yeah, their bullshit thing can't fucking stand on its own 2 feet, so they got to drag the kids along and fucking brainwash them just to fucking make it look like they got numbers. Exactly,
and then they turn around and they go, "Oh, why are you involving your kids in the politics, bitch. You're doing the same thing.
But it's their politics when it's okay.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, it's usually Democrats and Labor right fuckwits, lefty cunts that do that kind of shit too.
Yeah, I mean the Republicans aren't clean of this sin, but they haven't been doing it like out in the open like the leftists have been doing ever since the 1990s. Because I remember in school, right, in 1990, I was 90, I was 9 years old. Wait, sorry, give me a second. I was 7 years old, and even then I was going to a Catholic school, by the way, Catholic school. And first grade Catholic school, they're like, oh well, maybe maybe Democrats are the best thing ever. I'm sorry, what? First and second grade, you're teaching people how to politically align themselves? No wonder why there's a generation of people who are just fucked.
Well, it's been that way for a great deal of time, and we're seeing a new element of it now with this whole global fucking trying to keep 16-year-olds out from fucking YouTube, and places like that, because the Australian government's fucking realised, and the teachers unions, and you go become a teacher, which means you got to go to university, which pretty much they make you fucking sign up for the Labor Party and turn you into a lefty fuckwit anyways. Have realised that the teachers aren't fucking getting through to the fucking, what are they, Gen Alpha now?
Yeah.
And Gen Alpha, because they're so tech savvy, since they've been fucking
it's not
basically
only
born.
that, it's Gen Alpha is the biggest problem with Gen Alpha and Gen Z by extension is that they can't learn for shit. No child left behind.
No, it's completely different. And this is the optimistic part about it, right? Gen Z is the fucking useless cunts, and Gen Alpha's looking at these guys going, we don't want to be these cunts. Fucking, so they're rebelling, and fucking cunts like the Labor Party understand this. So they don't want the fucking 14, 15, 16-year-olds going to school and the teachers telling them bullshit, and then them getting on the internet and fucking, confirming it and finding out that it's actually fucking nonsense, and talking to people like me, say with climate change, for example, right? I knew exactly fucking the second that they fucking started bunging that shit on in 1983, it was the first time I got exposed to that crap.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was all fucking bullshit right from the word go, and I never paid any fucking attention to it. But now they've got kids fucking, climate anxiety and all this kind of shit. And then the next generation are all like, what the fuck are these cunts? And then they'll fucking get on the internet and they'll see people like me call them bullshit on it. And actually providing fucking 40 fucking years. The sky hasn't fallen, the fucking ozone layer's repaired, fucking the ice caps haven't fucking melted, the polar bears are still around, they're all full of shit, and they always fucking have been.
Yeah.
Then these kids go to school and go, but I saw on YouTube that you're full of shit, miss. So they're all like, no, you can't fucking get on the internet until you're at least 16 years old, so we can have another couple of years to try and brainwash us. That's all this is, because they've lost the fucking fight.
Yeah. For a while there was that that supposed hole in the ozone layer over California, and
no, it was over Antarctica.
Well, yeah, the lie we were being fed here in the States when I was a kid was there was a hole over California, and it was because the smog and pollution was so bad. And okay, yeah, maybe, but maybe the ozone is going to go through, periods where it's thinner or punched through more than others.
Not on the sides. It's only up at the poles where it's its thinnest. And basically around the equator, it's at its thickest. And it's funny because my generation got told it was because of CFCs, and then we banned CFCs, and then they still have to fucking perpetuate the bullshit that it's never gonna, and we're still killing it. Noise. we fucking just banned the thing you said was the problem. So, like, fucking, and
We're
I don't
not
believe you, it's
doing
never going to
enough, and
repair
we're
either.
not doing it fast enough. Well, guess what? Things take time. Things. This is the problem I have with the modern left. Things take time, and when you involve the government, things take even more time.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
want something changed, maybe, you know, be the change you want to see in the world. Because if that change is a net benefit, people will understand that it is a net benefit when they are provided with all of the facts, not just your side of the story.
The problem with that little theory is that this breeds dickhead activists, and as we just mentioned, everything's a conspiracy theory when you're too fucking stupid to know how anything works.
uh, yeah, you're not wrong. Um, I don't know. I really don't feel like there's any hope for humanity, Farty. I really don't. That's
No,
not me
hurry up
being
for
a
it.
naysayer either. I don't see it happening.
I say hurry up, AI overlords, and fucking kill us all
Oh
while we're young.
God, yeah. Please, AI overlords, come. Like I will snitch. I will rat someone out for AI. I'll do it. I'll become an AI sympathizer. I don't care. And it's not even because I like want to protect my own butt. It's like you basically asked for this, so this is what you want, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even in
so
the Terminator universe, Skynet doesn't really hunt down humans it doesn't see as a threat.
mm,
Yeah, they'll like round humans up and they'll like cage them for a while before putting them in like villages. Now, granted, they're monitoring the humans and the humans aren't allowed access to technology, but they're not exactly prisoners in these villages either. Like if you've read some of the novels, like Skynet treats humanity pretty nicely, all things considering.
uh,
It's that instance of um you're a conquered people. You lost the war.
the furthest I got into extended lore was that I got the Terminator 2 fucking super special edition box fucking set, fucking extra
Oh God,
special
yeah.
features, fucking thing, blah 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 blah. Holy bloody shit! There was a lot of fucking stuff in that.
There's a rabbit hole in that. Yeah.
Oh
Like I
god, and
remember the biggest thing they were when the DVD was released, because that was like one of the movies where the that was one of like the first DVDs, and they're like, get the Terminator Special Edition DVD now available at home video, and I'm like, okay, why? You'll see special features such as, and they list off all these special features, and it's not even everything in the box, and
nah,
it's like, mess around with the T1000 generator, and there's like this picture generator that would like take a picture of someone and like animate it to be like the T1000 oozing around.
well, fucking, I was reading like they had like the original script and all that shit in there,
Yeah.
and I was reading it and like the what James Cameron wanted to do and what we got was sort of kind of like we actually got the B grade fucking cheap version
Yeah, there
because
were a
you know.
lot of compromises.
So like the bit where Sarah, John, and the Terminator end up at that Mexican dude's house, at his property, and there's the underground fucking gun, armory and all that kind of shit. That was supposed to be set in like a Colombian jungle,
Yeah.
right? And it was supposed to have like hundreds of guards around and like a massive cartel and shit, and this big fucking winding road up a mountain to this gigantic fucking mansion and all this kind of stuff. And like, oh fuck, why couldn't we get that? Like flying helicopters and everything
Budget.
like that shit. Um, anyway, so I'm reading this fucking thing at like fucking 2 in the fucking morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, right, out of the fucking screen, like the T1000's fucking face sort of just melds out of the fucking like the thing I'm reading, just like looks around and goes, yeah, oh, and then fucks off again. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, so like I said, it was one of like the first DVDs that was like ever pressed, and they like the big feature they were like trying to push was the T1000 stuff, and that wasn't even in the original draft.
Fucking, I still like that
Granted,
fucking Master Sergeant Candy skit. Fucking, you ever seen that?
no, but link me on Facebook and I'll watch it later.
Well, that was a featurette on Terminator 3 where
Oh, no, I did see that one. Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about now. The one
yeah,
where
they revoice Arnold.
yeah, they revoiced him with some country bumpkin.
Yeah, I'm Master Sergeant Thomas Candy, and then like cuts back to the boardroom, and then someone's like, "I don't know about the voice," and then some dude at the back is like, "We could fix it."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah. That okay. I know Terminator 3 gets a lot of hate, but I actually enjoyed it.
Well, that needed to happen, like, and that's
Yeah.
what like I tried to explain to me fucking idiot brother because he just doesn't get fucking movies. Like he hated the prequels and all this because it didn't say what he wanted it to say. And it's like, well, that's how the fucking story goes. Stiff shit, dickhead. And that was the
Yeah.
same. Is he like,
I
I
mean,
didn't like it that they nuked everybody at the end. It's like, well, if you actually look at the first two Terminators, they're exactly the same movie, just with scenes swapped around. Like there's truck chases, the truck rolls and fucking spills
yeah.
its fucking contents. One blows up, one's got fucking what's in it. There's the chase at the beginning where the Terminator and the whoever else is trying to find Sarah or John, and then like they're all the exact same scenes. It's just
Yeah.
fucking just swapped around in places, and sort of like fucking they end up in a factory where like there's a battle and all this kind of stuff. Okay, at first it's the T1, the T800, and then the second one is the LAPD.
Yeah.
But then, like, how many more times are you going to do that fucking story before we progress on to like the actual fucking nuclear war? And that's what Terminator
And
3 effectively was. It was a quick run to the fucking right. Now we got the nuclear war, and now we're going to have all the other stories after that. And that's where you get
yeah.
Giant ISIS and fucking Rise of the Machines and all that shit.
I will even defend Rise of the Machines because even then that movie is logical. Um it's not the greatest thing in the Terminator franchise, but um I'll defend Rise of the Machines. I'll concede to Genesis even though I thought it was technically like smart. Like everything they did in Genesis, I think they needed to do in Genesis. The only Terminator movie I'm going to outright discount and it completely ignore is Dark Fate because that was a
Yeah.
steaming pile.
Well, that sort of makes me sort of think that fucking like the reality of the Terminator universe that Sarah Connor was actually just a heroin addict the whole fucking time.
Oh, it's
And if you
entirely
look at it,
possible.
she's this normal person working a normal job and all this kind of stuff, and then she starts freaking out and stuff because some cunt spiked a drink in a club. Then she meets this bum who fucking fills her in with this fanciful story about fucking future nuclear wars and all this because she's in this drug-addled fucking state and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And then they put her in a mental ward. And like basically the T800 and the T1000 are just like fucking drug induced psychoses and stuff like that. She somehow escapes and then disappears. And then when you see her like in Dark Fate, she no shit looks like some old fucking junkie bitch from like the back of Mount Druid or something like
Yeah.
that somehow has survived 40 fucking years on heroin. And that what's the other Sheila? The one that's like super fucking strong and all this kind of shit.
Oh,
She's a
yeah.
fucking drug addict too. So there's your PCP addict. Fucking, she can't feel pain and all this because she's drugged up to her fucking brains. Now these two fucking Sheilas who are having this drug fuck lesbian fucking relationship have just pinched this poor fucking Mexican girl and now trying to fucking make her go along with their shit too. That's all the fucking story looks like to me now, thanks to
Yeah,
Dark
no,
Fate.
you're not wrong. It does come across that way. And it's like it was written to like and it's one of those like in a trend that Hollywood's been going after recently. Like when they did Endgame, right? And then they did whatever the next one after it was, because like Endgame was supposed to be like the snap.
Bloody fucking Infinity War was the snap. Endgame was after the snap.
Okay, yeah. So they do Infinity War, and Thanos makes a lot of sense in the first movie. I'm not saying he was right, but he was right.
It's one way of doing it.
But a lot of the motivation, my problem with Infinity War is that it wasn't Infinity War. We didn't get what was promised.
We didn't get an Age of Ultron either. We got kind of like a weekend of Ultron.
What we got was Pinocchio 2.0. It was just an advertisement for Disney's original Pinocchio movie. And I was waiting for, if I'm being honest, I was waiting for Disney to announce, no, the live action Pinocchio. That's just the original one from 1960 something that we just put to live action people.
I'd prefer the adult version, Pornocchio.
Oh God.
Yes, he fucks shitters with his nose. I'm a good boy. No, I'm not. I'm a good boy. No, I'm not. I'm a good boy.
But yeah, so it's a trend of these Hollywood movies like going out of their way to be like, oh well, you like this movie too much, so now I'm gonna have to make a terrible movie on purpose just to piss off those darn right wingers that I don't want coming to my movie.
Well, that was Captain Marvel.
What's that?
That was Captain Marvel.
That was one of them, yes. But they literally stated for that second Thanos movie, that they needed to change the ending because they were afraid that Thanos was too sympathetic a villain. No, you want a sympathetic villain, especially in Marvel stories. Marvel was built on sympathetic villains. Like you could sympathize with why they are the way they are without going, oh yeah, they're not a villain, they're the good guy and everyone else is just picking on him. No, you can still be sympathetic to a villain, know they're a villain, and still want them to pay the piper. Or am I just retarded, Farty? Am I just retarded?
No, well, they went back to that in Far From Home because, like, when the fat kid opens up the multiverse and starts bringing in like Doc Ock and fucking Sandman and the Lizard Dude and the Green Goblin, when fucking Tom Holland's Parker fucking finds out that like the instant they send them back, they're basically just going to die in their own universes from other Spider-Mans. Right. He's like, no, well, we can't do that. We've got to actually try and fucking save these cunts and cure them and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, but at the end, the Feige has been on record as saying that the way they engineered the newest Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, when they did that second movie, which I didn't bother seeing because the first one was garbage. They like my favorite Spider-Man character was Vulture, and what they did to Vulture was like, you just made Batman and gave him a hover pack. That's not who Adrian Toomes is. You turned him into a bank robber. That's not Adrian Toomes.
Yeah, pretty much. I would suggest seeing the second one. It actually was quite good. Mysterion fucking basically is a pissed off former Stark fucking employee that just got fucked over. So he's basically using all this Stark tech to pretend he's from a different universe and fucking bloody they out Peter Parker at the end. J. Jonah Jameson fucking outs him at the end and all this kind of shit, and that leads on to fucking, was it Multiverse of Madness or whatever the fuck it was, where at the end of that, like, everyone fucking forgets who Peter Parker is,
which is completely retarded. And at the end of Venom Last Dance, Venom becomes part of the MCU because like Eddie Brock and Venom wake up in the Tom Holland verse, and they do this whole big thing where they make you think Venom dies.
That's
It's
kind of
so
in the third one too.
fucking retarded. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because like he's in it, and like
He's
yeah,
in
for,
it because
for most of the movie, he's not a dick. Like
yeah.
he's sort of like at the end when he like well when he sort of finds out that if he goes back he's gonna die straight away. That's when he's sort of like, nah, fuck you, cunt. I'm not fucking doing this shit. He's like, no, I'm gonna cure you and I'm gonna save you and all this shit before you go back. And he sort of like realizes, yeah, but the other cunt on the other side of the fucking portal won't fucking know that.
Yeah. But like I said,
They
it's
kill
just
Marissa
a
Tomei in the third
growing
one too.
yeah, it's just a growing trend that I hope is almost over, where Hollywood is making these movies just to piss off quote unquote fans. Give me a second, I unplug my headphones. But uh going and like declaring the fans like problematic because they liked a thing in the movie. Like they did it with Beetlejuice. I don't know if you saw Beetlejuice,
Nope.
the follow-up to the movie that was 20 years old, 30 years old almost. And like it was terrible. There like the plot was like a ADHD junkie squirrel on PCP and crack at the same time, and just like trying to like spread itself too thin. And at the end, you know that song McCarty Park?
No.
Hang on. Let me get the lyrics so I'm not butchering it entirely. It's about a cake that gets left in the rain at a wedding.
I saw a better version of that. It was called by Guns N' Roses called November Rain.
Or MacArthur, is it MacArthur? It's MacArthur Park. And it was written and recorded in 67. Let's see. I'm trying to find the lyrics.
Speaking of Beetlejuice, just real quick, I had a fucking funny idea yesterday just to mess with young cunts. We should start an urban legend, right? Where you know you know that band The Wiggles?
No, but continue.
It's a kids fucking very famous Australian kids group thing, and it's even been popular over in America. But anyway, one of the characters is called Jeff, and there's a song called "Wake Up, Jeff." So we tell all the young cunts, right, that if you stand in the mirror and sing the chorus of "Wake Up, Jeff" 3 times, Jeffrey Epstein appears behind you and molests you.
So some of the lyrics in the song is MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think I can take it because it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. It's
Sounds like a euphemism for pissing on some fucking dirty horse mutt.
it's okay. Do you remember the very first episode of The Simpsons?
Oh, good God.
You remember the talent show that the episode opens with? And
I can't even remember what
Apu's
happened
daughter.
last fucking week, man.
Huh?
I can't even remember what happened last fucking week, man.
So when you go and rewatch it, okay? And when you get to the talent show bit, one of the characters, Apu's daughter, is singing that song on her drum.
Apu's daughter that he didn't have until like fucking season 8 or 9.
Yeah. I love how they retcon the whole family. They just retcon the whole thing, and they're like, "Oh well, you know." Oh well, you know.
That.
What's that?
I never noticed that.
Yeah, they retcon his whole family. There's episodes in season 1 where Smithers is black, and there's episodes in season 1 where Flanders is black.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was mainly because they just didn't have enough characters to go around, so they recolored a few of them. So I think there's also one where Lenny's white or yellow.
Yeah, there's a couple of episodes in season 1 where they swap Lenny and Carl's color palettes.
There's even a scene in the one where fucking Mr. Burns gets shot, where there's Homer is in the background of one thing, and then he's also in the background of a different perspective, like basically
Yeah.
in the same scene kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they tried to explain it away as it was actually the other one was Krusty just in disguise as like a normal person.
Yeah, I remember that. There was also the Simpsons. There was also that one theory that people try to like tie later episodes back into it. So like I think it was season 5 Treehouse where Homer goes into the third dimension. It was like one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes, and Homer goes into like the third dimension, and there's like this big CG bit as the last story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
so like
then he ends up in the real world.
yeah, and then at the end of the episode, he ends up in freaking New Jersey. It's hilarious.
Fucking, did you hear the theory that like pretty much the majority of The Simpsons is just like the death rattles of fucking Homer's brain shutting down?
Yeah, I've heard that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, like season 3 or something like that, or it was like real early on. He has a heart attack, and the theory
Yeah.
goes that fucking he actually fucking died, but what we're actually seeing is like his brain slowly shutting down because there's a theory about fucking like the whole life flashing before your eyes thing that it happens actually in real time, and then you could be doing it and not actually knowing it and thinking that you're really
Yeah.
living your life. Deja vu is only just sort of like, oh, hang on, didn't we do this before? But you're actually replaying what you've done.
Yeah.
So,
Homer's triple bypass in season 4.
yeah, so for all I fucking know, like right now, what's in my head, I'm just replaying a conversation we've had a couple of years ago, but I'm actually fucking dead. But everything after that point becomes a lot more fanciful and all this. Like he goes to NASA and becomes a space an astronaut. There's the Treehouse of Horror thingy with the sci-fi fucking bit. There's like all these other fucking like how can he do all of these really silly things like go all overseas and on these trips and stuff like that, but still work at the nuclear power plant and fucking fund a house with a family in a in this economy and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then there's also the retcons as well because like they've redone the Homer and Marge meeting fucking like about 3 different times and they've updated it
They've done it a total of 7 times.
Yeah, but they keep updating it because, like, at the
Yeah.
first it was like they met in the 70s, and then there was one where they were in the 80s, and the most recent one was they're supposed to have been young in the 90s.
Yeah, and Homer was the leader of a Nirvana like band.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But like the one theory is that that one episode that you're talking about in season 1 where like Homer's in the background and the foreground, one of the theories is that because he traveled through the multi-dimensional thing, like he was after the New Jersey incident, he ends up in a different part of Springfield in a different year or a different timeline. Ooh, I'm about to shit my pants. So we're gonna end the stream. Very sorry. Just came on all of a sudden. Apologies, Farty. I'm gonna be ghosting right now. We will see you all again very soon next weekend, hopefully.